Well, also today, quite a busy day here on RT International. We're following Vladimir Putin's Q&A, and now it is into its fourth hour. Earlier, our correspondent asked the president what the word democracy meant these days, and this was his answer.
There's a problem. We've been speaking about it for a long time, but our American partners have left it behind. The main problem is their archaic form of the U.S. electoral system. 2 rounds, first electing the delegates and then a president. Some of the states have privileges. Why is that so? We should ask the U.S. lawmakers. Maybe it is done intentionally to give the people from certain states advantages. But that's the business of the American people, not ours. The leading party, which is in power till the 20th of January, has forgotten the original meaning of the word democracy. That's clear. They're using administrative tools like calling on the electors to ignore the decision of the people. That's bad. I expect that as soon as all the electoral passions die down, the people of the US, which is a great country, will draw conclusions for the next elections.
Well, let's cross live now to our correspondent Murad Gazdiyev, who's following the Q&A, which, as we earlier said, is in its 4th hour. Murad, bring us the highlights.
Well, Vladimir Putin spoke about the problems of the United States electoral system, but the United States Obama administration, the Democratic National Convention, they have a scapegoat, Russia. Here, the president spoke about all these allegations, still baseless, that of Russian hacking, that Russia somehow did what nobody has ever done before and tipped the results of the election in favor of Donald Trump, that Russia got Donald Trump elected. There are people seriously saying this. And here Vladimir Putin replied with, well, the Democrats didn't just lose the presidency. They also lost the Senate to the Republicans. They lost the House of Representatives, the entire Congress, even the delegates that were supposed to be voting for Hillary Clinton, the electors from the Electoral College, they, 5 of them defected and voted for other candidates. For Donald Trump, only 2 defected. Yet still, Russia is being blamed for tipping the results of the election in favor of Donald Trump. And here Vladimir Putin said that the problem for the Obama administration, for the Democratic Party, is systematic. That instead of admitting that they were in the wrong, that they rigged the primaries, that they were manipulating public opinion, that they were, there was internal corruption, instead of admitting to that and saying, we're sorry, we won't do this again, instead they're going for scapegoats, trying to blame their own failures on someone else.
The great figures from American history who were Democrats would surely roll in their graves. Roosevelt would for sure. He was a great figure for the world and American history who united the nation during the hardest years of the Great Depression of the late 30s and during the Great Patriotic War as well. The current administration is dividing the nation, that's obvious. Calling on the electors not to vote for one or another candidate, in this case for the president-elect, that's a step towards the division of the nation. They're lost here too. They're losing on all fronts and are looking for someone to blame.
Well, that's rock bottom for you, the relations between Russia and the United States for now. There's a lot of optimism, cautious hope that they'll improve under Donald Trump, but already the drama is beginning. Both Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump in recent days have said that they would strengthen their respective countries' nuclear arsenals, their nuclear deterrent. And, well, the media's gone into overdrive.
Did Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump just have their first nuclear standoff? Today, Russia's president vowing more nuclear weapons.
We've known for years that both Russia and the United States are modernizing, strengthening their nuclear arsenals. Donald Trump has, throughout his campaign, promised that he would, if elected, continue on that mission and continue to strengthen the United States nuclear arsenal. Vladimir Putin has been doing the same. So why the media is surprised is, well, anyone's guess. Vladimir Putin was much more calm about it.
Regarding the U.S. President-elect Donald Trump, there's nothing new. Even during his election campaign, he spoke about the necessity of strengthening America's nuclear capabilities and armed forces. I was a bit surprised by the statements of some of the representatives of the acting administration. For unknown reasons, they started trying to prove that the U.S. armed forces are the most powerful in the world. Nobody ever doubted it. If you listened to me carefully yesterday, I spoke about strengthening our nuclear capacities, and in conclusion, I said that Russia is now stronger than any potential, and pay attention here, aggressor. That's very important.
A little bit of backstory for you here. Recently, Vladimir Putin said that Russia is stronger than any aggressor. Immediately afterwards, various White House and Pentagon officials came out saying that the United States is the strongest military in the world. Perhaps they took themselves for the role of the aggressor, as Vladimir Putin said in his statement, which you know, caused a little bit of surprise. But nevertheless, Vladimir Putin spoke about many things aside from the United States, Trump, the elections there. For example, relations with Turkey, the assassination of the Russian ambassador in Ankara. That Vladimir Putin said, that was an attempt to divide Russia and Turkey. Their strengthening relationship. There were elements, he said, dangerous elements inside Turkey, inside its government, the military, and even the law enforcement agencies that are trying to split the two countries, that are trying to divide them, prevent them from working together. Vladimir Putin even, interestingly enough, said that he was skeptical in the past that the downing of the Russian jet last year was carried out without the approval of the senior Turkish leadership. Now he says he's not so sure, having seen the events come to pass, recent events such as this assassination. Vladimir Putin also thanked Turkey as well as Iran for their role in securing the evacuation of Aleppo, which he said is in recent times one of the most massive humanitarian operations carried out. Vladimir Putin, of course, speaking about many things, also the situation in Aleppo, the internal matters inside Russia, the jobs market, the economy, the fight against corruption, various high-profile cases. We're into our fourth hour now, and well, this marathon Q&A session is continuing. The record, I'll remind you, is 4 hours and 50 minutes, and we'll see if he surpasses that today.
Indeed, Murad, we'll be watching that. As you just put it, there are a lot of issues and a wide range of them. So a lot on the plate there of this Q&A session. Thanks so much for bringing us the highlights and the update. Murad Gazdiyev there.